Alright, so what we are going to do today, you stop playing with your screen, stay stable, and yeah, Joy, you also. Don't play with the screen. Just stay stable. Let's focus on what we're doing. I just need your full attention for next 50-55 minutes, okay? So the things that we're going to cover today are going to be multiplying things by 0, 2, 4, 5, 10, 100, 1000. So how do you multiply any number with smaller numbers, and you can go up to 1000. Similarly, let me complete. I'll come back to you. I will come back to you guys. Next one is then, how do you divide anything by 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 100, 1000? That is the second thing. So how do you divide a number by a bigger number? Hi Ananya, hi Aditya.
Hi.
Hello. And then we'll talk about rounding something to nearest 10 or 100. Okay. So multiplying things by 2, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 100, 1000. Dividing by those numbers and then rounding something to nearest 10 or 100. Okay, now let's see who all has what questions. Yeah, sure.
Oh wait, I thought you were asking us how do we do it?
No, not yet. How about you, Aditi? Tell me what is your question. Yeah, Aditi, go ahead.
To divide a bigger number into a smaller number, for example, 10,000 divided by 10 equals 1,000.
Right. So we'll learn all those tricks. So that's what is the plan for today. Okay.
Because you can just, it's like the first 10 numbers in a number system.
So we'll talk about all that, okay? So here, Ihan, we'll talk about all that. I will tell you guys, or I'll try teaching you guys some of the tricks that you can apply for dividing a number, okay?
Yeah, when you said that we were going to do like 1, 2, 5, 10, 100, 10,000, stuff like that, are we going to be doing like 1 to 100,000 or those specific numbers?
Let it be a surprise for now. Let's see what all we are covering, and then we'll keep on finding more interesting facts to it. Okay? Alright. So first of all, let me start with, I'm saying that we are trying to multiply. Okay, guys, everybody has to be on mute so that you are only talking when you are supposed to talk. Okay? Just to make sure everybody is able to effectively participate in the class. We are talking about multiplying something by 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 and 100. We'll first talk about multiplying this. Now, if I say multiply 500 by 10 or multiply 500 by 100 or multiply something by 1000. This should be very easy. Why? Whatever number you are trying to multiply with, okay, let's say you are trying to multiply 500 with 10. When you multiply 2 by 10, what you do? You get 20. You multiply 2 by 100, what you get? 200. When you look at this trend, what's happening? When you are multiplying something with 1 0, you are putting that 0. When you are multiplying something by 2 0, you are putting 2 zeros. Wait, Salvi, wait. There is no need for discussion right now. I'll come back to you, okay? You should multiply, let's say 5 with 1,000. It becomes 5,000. You should look at this trend and think about it. That's why I'm stopping everybody. I'm making you guys think. If you're multiplying something with a 10, basically if you look at it, 10 has 1 0. What happened? That 0 moved to this place, next to 2. Everybody hold your horses. Let me complete. I will ask you guys questions when I am coming to a logical point. Last week, hold your horses is what I said. Your horses are running around.
I need to go to the bathroom.
You don't have to ask me for that. Just go ahead. So make sure that your horses are tamed. Hold them. They should not keep on running around. Okay, coming back to this one. When you are multiplying 2 with a 10, what you have 1 0 that is getting appended here. When you are multiplying 2 with 100, you have 2 zeros that is getting added here. If you are multiplying 5 with 1000, what's happening? You have 3 zeros that is getting added after this. Correct? So anything that you multiply with 10, 100 or 1000 or even 10,000, what you have to do is, and remember, I'm talking about 10, 100,000, I'm not talking about 4,000 or 5,000. When you are talking about multiplying anything by 10, 100 or 1000, you are essentially talking about adding a 0 here. With 2 into 10, you added a 0 to 2. With 2 into 100, you added 2 zeros to 2. That is how it became 200. Yeah, David.
I'm here.
Come on in. So here, you are just adding the zeros here. The same thing will happen when you are trying to multiply any number with 10 or 100 or 1000. What will happen in this case? You will just add a 0 here to 500. You have 500, you are adding a 0 here. When you are multiplying 500 with 100, you are talking about adding 2 zeros. So you had 500 before, you are adding 2 zeros. Whatever it becomes, I don't care. If you now sit down. I'll have to close the door because it's cold. So when you're talking about, let's say, I'm talking about multiplying 67 with 1000. So I'm talking about putting 67 and then whatever zeros I have, I will add them here. Done. Are you okay? Are you feeling cold? No. Okay. So when you're multiplying with 10, 100, 1000 or any number where you have a 1 and then certain number of zeros. When you're multiplying that, you will not worry about this. You will just add this many zeros to the number to which you are trying to multiply. If I say multiply 87 with 10,000, so you will put 87 and then count the number of zeros here. Since you have 1 in one's place, that's what gives you the comfort that you have to just add the zeros. And you put that many zeros. That's it. So this is about multiplying anything by 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 100,000, million, whatever it is. You don't really have to worry about that. You have to just look at what do I have in units place and then how many zeros I have. Count the number of zeros, put that many zeros next to the number. Make sure that you are putting the zeros here, not here. If you add the zeros here, you will get only a 0. Yep. Now, let me see if anybody has any question right now. Multiplying with 10 and 100, I explained this in one go. Now I want to know if anybody has any questions here. Yes, Aditi.
That I learned also multiplying 10 and 100 like 2 or 3 months ago with my math teacher in school.
Okay. That's fine. So basically, see, there are a lot of things that you guys would be knowing already. We are just doing a revision. So math is all about practice and revision. More you revise, more you practice, more you come across something, more comfortable you will become with that. Yeah. Alright. So if I say, it's a question for you guys. Now let me see who is how much smart. Okay. 867 multiplied by, I don't know what is this. Tell me how much the value would be.
1 million.
Why there was a hurry to answer it without thinking? Why Why was there a hurry to give the answer without thinking about it? What did I say? 867 multiplied by this. I don't know what is this.
I think the answer is 867,000,000,000. I don't know how to say the number, but
Say it one more time. 867, then how many zeros?
6 zeros. 6.
Okay. Yes, Almi, tell me what is your answer?
Million.
Sure. Okay.
What number is that?
867. See, this is, I'm trying to multiply this number with this number.
What is the second number?
I don't know.
It's
You
just
guys know it better than I do.
one.
Can you count it? I'll come to that. So, but for now, if you read the question, yeah, I'll come to that. Okay. Yes, Amir.
867 million.
Okay. Let's see what Joy has to say. Yeah, Joy.
867 trillion.
Trillion. My God. That is a lot. Yeah, Diti.
Right? 867 million.
Okay. I'm hearing 867 million and I heard 867 trillion also.
I know.
Yeah.
867 billion.
Billion. Okay. Now it's getting interesting. Let's see what Nihit has to say.
867 million.
Okay. There are more kids aligning towards million. I have 1 billion also and I have a trillion also. Okay. Let's see what Arihan has to say.
I got 867 million.
Million. Okay. Ananya Aditya.
867 million.
Okay. Suhina.
867 million.
Okay. Asher.
867 million.
Yug.
867 billion.
Billion. See. Tasvik. How much is that?
867 million.
Okay. How about you, Shanvi?
867 million since it has 6 zeros.
Okay. So everybody has given the answer and I heard everybody. So everybody put your hands down. Yeah, Mandeep. What is your answer?
867 million.
Okay. Now, first thing is, I would not really need to worry about million, billion or trillion for now. My simple calculation is, I have 867 to be multiplied with some number which has this many zeros. Like what Sammy said. She said, I don't know what is that, but I know it's 867 and then add this many zeros. So 6 zeros. So that is the first multiplication trick. That you have a number to be multiplied with something which has a 1 in the beginning and some zeros. So first thing you'll do is 867 and then put how many zeros? 3 plus 3, 6 zeros. Now, because you guys are interested, you told the answer, you can put your hands down. Arihan, you can also put your hands down. So here, how do you read it? How do you look at the unit place? This is unit 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 100,000 and then it starts a million. So whatever you have after this is million. 867 million. 867 and then 6 zeros is million, like what Shyanvi said. So when you have 6 zeros in a number, that is a million, like most of you said, correct? If you have 9 zeros, so after 100,000, this is million, 10 million, 100 million, then comes billion. So if you have 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 zeros, then only you'll talk about billion. And you know what? Once you start with billion, 10 billion, 100 billion, and then comes trillion. So if you have 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, 12 zeros, then only we are talking about trillion. So all of you who got excited and told me 1 trillion, that was too big a number. Okay? There are only 4 companies in the world which is worth a trillion. One is Apple, second is Amazon, third is Microsoft, and there's one more. Or maybe 3 only for now. Yeah?
Google.
And Google, yeah, correct, yeah. Yeah.
What about Microsoft?
Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Apple. These 4 are trillion-dollar company to my knowledge. If anybody has become a trillion-dollar company yesterday, I would not know. Okay, yeah, Diti.
I was about to say Apple.
Yeah, correct. So, what I'm trying to say here is, it is very, I'm just going with the assumption that you guys know the place value thing, okay? So, that is why, I mean, good thing is in the exam you have to just write your answer. As long as you know that, okay, I have to multiply 88 with, let's say, this. You don't have to worry about whether it's a billion, trillion or gazillion, okay? You have to just look at, okay, fine, I know multiplication. Starting with 1, that means I will write 88 and then look at how many zeros I have. You write 4 zeros and nobody cares whether it's a million or billion. The teacher, the examiner who will look at your paper, they will see, okay, 4 zeros, okay, fine. Now whether it's 1,000, 100, million, billion, nobody cares. Unless they ask you to put that in billion as an answer. So now comes the place value thing. Let's quickly revise that so that you guys don't get confused. It starts this way. This is unit place. You all know. This is tens place. You all know. This is 100. This is 1,000. This is 10,000. This is 100,000. Then this is 1 million. This is 10 million. This is 100 million. And then after that, you have billion, 1 billion, 10 billion, 100 billion.
What about the trillions?
Then you can go further. After this one, you have, when you have done 100 billion, then comes trillion, 10 trillion, 100 trillion. After trillion, I don't know. Maybe gazillion,
No, quadrillion.
quadrillion, maybe. But that is too big a number. Will not come across that. Okay. As long as you know it, you are fine. If you don't know it, it doesn't do any harm. But it's very important to know that if you are looking at a number, if you are talking about, let's say, 10,523. So 10,000 meaning I'll put a 1 in 10,000 place. 10,200. So I'll put a 2 in 100 place. 23. So I'll put a 2 and 3. 23. This is 10. 2 goes into 10th place. 3 goes in 1st place. 2 goes to 100th place. And since we don't have, we are talking about 10,223, that means there is nothing in 1000th place. It goes as 0. And you write it that way. I'm assuming that you guys know it. I'm just trying to repeat myself. If I say 15,223, then 10,000 plus 5,000 makes it 15,000. And that's how you write the number. But it's very important for us to know the place value thing. I'm assuming that you all know, so I'm not going deeper into it. But this is a sequence. Unit, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. So look at this. 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. Same thing happens here. Million, 10 million, 100 million, then billion. So 1, 10, 100, then a billion. Same thing here. Billion, 1 billion, 10 billion, 100 billion, then a trillion. So 1, 10, 100. When you go to 1,000 of that, that's when it goes to the next one. Yeah?
Yes.
Alright, so this is the place value thing. So we got a little deviated, but we'll come back. So we are talking about, we were talking about how do you multiply something by 10 or 100. And then we talked about multiplying with 1,000, 10,000 also. So we are good. Now we are talking about multiplying with 0, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let's look at this. If I multiply 5,000 with 0, what do I get?
0.
0. Any number multiplied with 0 gives you a 0. Yeah?
Any number times 1 equals that number.
Yeah. So any number multiplied with 0 is a 0. Even if you say 1 trillion into 0, have fun. You'll only get a 0. Yep. If I say I'll get you 20 billion 0 times. Wonderful. 20 billion 0 times. Have fun. Your friend is promising you only a 0. Yeah. So any number multiplied with 0 gives you a 0. Now, when you talk about multiplying, so we did 0, we did 10, we did 100. Now let's look at what is remaining. If I talk about multiplying something by a 2, what happens? 1 into 2, everybody knows 2. If I say 10 into 2, everybody knows 20. If I say 262 into 2, now what? You'll multiply
262 plus 260.
524. 24, yeah.
Yeah. So again, multiplying something by 2 is easy. You all know how to do multiplication. You will just go by this method and multiply. Yeah. Same thing for multiplying by 3 or multiplying by 4 or multiplying by 5. Yeah. Nothing new here. So what we focused today was when you multiply something by 0, you know it gets a 0. If you multiply by 10 or 100, you end up adding that many zeros to the end. Yeah. And when it comes to multiplying by 2, 3, 4, 5, it's the same stuff. You can look at it a little differently also. Let's say 2, 3, 4, you know. If you have to multiply something by a 5, multiply something by a 5 into 5. You can do a multiplication always. Nobody is stopping us from doing that. But you can also say multiplying something by 5 is same as multiplying by 10 and dividing by 2. If you love dividing, you can do this. Yeah? If you have to multiply something by 5, you can multiply that by 10 and then divide by 2 if you want to. Yeah? Is everybody with me or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let me teach you guys some tricks. If I say, this is a multiplication part. Tasvik, what's happening here?
Nothing.
Why you guys are busy texting? There are some thumb rules to be followed, and I cannot say it more. The thumb rules are no playing with emojis, no texting, no messing with each other. Tell me if there is a language that you need to learn to say that differently. I know only 2 languages, English and little bit of, not little bit, I know Hindi and English. I can speak broken Chinese if you guys want me to. Okay? But please make sure that I don't have to say that again. This is getting to a point where I'm not liking it. Okay? Yeah, Diti.
I know 4 languages: Hindi, Telugu, English, and Korean.
Wonderful. So knowing the language is perfectly fine. No, I was just pulling everybody's legs, saying that I've been telling you guys not to do certain things in a language that all of us know, but still I see the repeat of the same mistakes, which is not good. Okay, so please don't do that. Alright, coming back to this one. So I was saying that multiplying by 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 100, 1000 is easy. You guys know it. Now comes an interesting part, which is division. If I say divide 36 by 3, and I want you guys to tell me whether 36 can be divided by 3 or not, without doing any calculation. Don't do any division, okay? I'm just asking a question, okay? I want you guys to think and tell me that if you have to divide a number by 3, can you just look at the number and tell me whether you'll be able to divide that by 3 or not?
Yeah.
You'll be able to divide by 3? Okay.
Sometimes.
What do you, okay, we'll figure it out. Okay. Yeah, let's see what Sani has to say.
You could divide by 12.
Okay. This was easy peasy. Now I am going to play with you guys. If I say, can I divide this by 3?
So go into decimals.
No. I'm only looking for answers when it can be perfectly divided by 3. And I don't want you guys to divide. Without dividing, tell me, can you divide it?
No.
Yes.
How?
By 3?
Mm-hmm.
No. I don't know. I didn't look.
Okay.
Wait.
Yes, Anvi.
You couldn't because the 2 can't divide by 3.
Mm-hmm. Not a convincing answer. Yeah, Rihan, tell me.
Yes, because since 3,000 is a multiple of 3, and since 999 is also a multiple of 3, you can minus 999 of 3, like times 3, and you'll get 2001, and I'm pretty sure that's like...
I will not let you guys have fun. I want to make your life complicated. Let me do that.
It can be divided because you can...
Now you tell me. I know.
It can be divided.
You guys can be divided, I agree. And I like the way Arihan explained that also. He at least thought about it and he could break it down and he gave me an answer. But I am certainly a bad teacher today. I'm trying to play with you guys. I'm saying, okay, now tell me, can 2436 be divided by 3?
Yes.
How?
No.
I mean, first you would take 3 into 24 because 3 can't go into 2. So then it would be 8 on the top. And then you'd multiply 3 by 8, which makes 24. And then you put that on the bottom, minus 24, which gives you 0. So you pull the 3 down, and then 3 goes into 3 one time, so you put 1 on the top.
Okay.
And then you multiply 3 by 1 and put 3. So 3 minus 3 is 0, and then 6, and the same process.
Okay.
And it can be perfectly divided.
Okay. Let's see what Serena has to
I
say.
got it because 24 is a multiple of 3 and 36 is a multiple.
Okay. Let's see what Serena has to say.
So I think we could divide it by 3 because 24 is like 8 times of 3. So yeah, 3 times 8 is 24. And 36.
Okay.
Okay. So now you're saying you did into 18. So 6 times 3 is also 18. So if you subtract 24 and 18, that's what my abacus teacher said me.
Okay.
So
Now tell me.
I
Yeah.
can think of
I have
it.
a restroom.
Yeah.
Where is it?
So you have to open the door and straight go inside. There's a door for a restroom. You have to just take off your slipper when you enter the door. Okay. So I like the way you guys explained it, and the way you were breaking it down, that was impressive. You guys were trying to break it down and think.
Is it that first door?
Go to the right, yeah. Go to the right. And the first door you see in front of you, that's the one. So you were breaking it down. But today your teacher is just teasing you guys. I said, okay, fine. How about this now? Right? And there's a concept behind this. When you have to divide a number by 3 or 9, okay? This only applies for number 3 and 9, okay? Remember this. If you have to divide a number by 3 or 9, what you need to do is look at the whole number, okay? Add the digits. So you have 2, 0, 0, 1. If you add them all, you get a 3. If this can be divided by 3, this number can be divided by 3. That's a magic trick. Look at this number. 2 plus 3, 5, plus 2, 7, plus 8, 15. If this can be divided by 3, this number can be divided by 3. Same thing applies for 9 also. If I say, can this be divided by 9? Your simple answer will be no, because 3 cannot be divided by 9. Here, can it be divided by 9? No, it cannot be divided by 9. Now look at this. If I say, can this be divided by 9? You will say yes, because this plus this is 9. So this only applies for 3 and 9. Yeah? So 3 and 9 are two unique numbers. If you have to find out any number can be divided by 3 or 9 or not, you just add all the digits, find out the value, and whatever the value is, if this can be divided by 3, it can be divided by 3. It can be divided by 9, it can be divided by 9. Yes, Ananya. Aditya.
There's a restroom.
Sure. Yeah? So I will just repeat myself. If you have to find out if any number can be divided by 3 or 9, the easiest way is add all the digits and find out if the sum can be divided by 3 or 9 or not. Now, let's say if I ask this question to an 8th grader or 9th grader, say that to find 2 plus 6, 9, 8, 3, 5, 6, 1, 3. Can it be divided by 3? Now, all the approach that you guys were thinking, it will become very cumbersome to find out whether it can be divided by 3 or 9. Let's say it can be divided by 3 or 9. What I will do, I will add this. 2 plus 6, 8, plus 9, 17, plus 8, 25, plus 3, 28, plus 5, 33, plus 6, 39, plus 1, 40, plus 3, 43. Can 43 be divided by 3? No. 14 3 ja 42. 14 4 ja, sorry, 15 3 ja 45. So 42 is divisible by 3 and 45 is divisible by 3. 43 is not. So I can blindly say that this number cannot be divided by 3. Similarly, if somebody says that I am giving you a number 9, 1, 8, 3, 6, 2, 7. Can it be divided by 9? The answer is
Yes.
how?
No.
Yes or no, both has to have some reasoning behind. So you have to explain me that.
Okay, because 9 is a multiple of 3 and 18 is a multiple of 3, 36 is a multiple of 3 and 27 is a multiple of 3.
So, did you hear my question? I said, can this whole number be divided by 9?
Yeah, by 9.
Because the same rule applies for 3 and 9 both. Let's hear what Sohina has to say. Yes, Sohina.
So I don't get it why like the other numbers can't use this trick. Like
No, so see, this only applies for 3 and 9, okay? Because not everything works the same way.
I know the answer.
Yep, tell me.
My answer is yes. Because 9 times 1 equals 9. 9 times 2 equals 18. 9 times 4 equals 36. And 9 times 3 equals 27.
No, so you are still using.
Yes, it can be divided by.
You are still using an old technique which may or may not be right. What I told you is you will not break it down that way. How about this? If I play with this and make it like, now how will you do it? That method will not work. Right? The way you were breaking, you were looking at two numbers at a time. Now 9 divides by 9, fine. This one doesn't. Neither does this one. Right? So what? Yeah, Tasvik.
I think I got the answer.
What is the answer?
The answer is yes because in total the answer is 36. And 36 can be divided by 3. The answer is 12.
Exactly. No, the answer is not 12. That is not your answer. See, we are not trying to find the answer of division. We are just trying to find out if a number can be divided by 9 or 3 or not. Okay? Without solving the problem. So if you look at this one, can it be divided by 9? I will say, okay, fine, 9 plus 1, 10 plus 1, 8, plus 8, 18. Can 18 be divided by 9? Yes, it can be divided by 9. So this is possible. I'm still saying that this is possible. How much the answer would be? That will be based on simple division only. You have to still divide. You still have to divide. You start from here. 9 1 are 9, done. Then 1 comes down. 1, okay, sorry. 9 1 9, done. 1 comes down. 1 you cannot do anything. So you need the next 0 also. So you will put a 0 here. Then you get this. So up to this much we have done. Now 9 1 are 9. What is remaining? 1. then this 0 comes down. Again 9 ones are 9. What is remaining? 1. Then this comes down. 9 ones are 9. 1 remaining. Then this 0 comes down. 9 ones are 9. 1 remaining. Then this 8 comes down. 9 twos are 18. So this is the answer. What he told us last week, that was not the answer. What we are trying to find out is whether a number can be divided by 3 or 9 or not. This is a method to find it out. You will sum up all the... I'm sorry?
I said okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying, so your method or your trick is you will add up all the digits and see if the sum of all the digits is divisible by 9 or 3 or not. And based on that, you can come to a conclusion whether you will be able to divide it perfectly or not. So this was the trick. Now, is everybody clear about 9 and 3? David, clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir.
Where is Yug?
Yes, sir.
Yug is here. Sandy, why you have to put a message here? Don't text anybody, beta, okay? My request to everybody is don't do texting, don't play with emojis. That is a distraction to the class, okay? Yeah, yes, Vaina. Suhina, you have a question? You have raised your hand, that's what I'm asking. You're talking on mute, I cannot hear you.
Oh yeah, my microphone did not work.
Okay.
Could I use the restroom?
Sure, go ahead. Yep, yeah, sure.
Can I also use the restroom?
Yes, please. Yug.
Can I also use the restroom?
Yeah, everybody. Go ahead. This is something I cannot stop, right?
Can I also use the bathroom?
100%. If I stop at anybody saying, okay, no, you'll not be allowed to go to restroom, imagine what could go wrong. Yeah? Alright. So, we looked at how do we divide or how do we figure out without doing any calculation if a number can be divided by 3 or 9. Now, let's see what do we do for 2, 3 we looked at, 4, 5, 10, 100. How do we figure out if any number can be divided by these numbers or not? Let's say if I have 969, can I divide this by 100? I can see a very clear nod from Aditya which says no, no ways.
No. Because
Yeah, no.
No, okay.
You can
But
go,
why?
you can go until 900.
It has an odd number.
Okay.
Basically, you can go until 900.
I'm not interested in 900 or 60 or 9. I'm saying, can I divide this number by 100?
Yeah.
No.
No, you can't.
You cannot. You can divide, you'll get decimals.
Yeah.
But
You can divide it by 3.
no, I'm not interested in knowing about 3. I'm saying, can I divide this by 100?
No,
No. That's the answer I'm looking for. Yes, Sandy.
you can't.
You can?
I said you can't.
You can't. Yeah, that's the right answer. Yeah, Yug, tell me. Okay, I think these are the raised hands from the restroom. So they are in the restroom and they are giving a signal that I'm still in the restroom. Okay, alright. So, yeah, Joy, you're back. So I was asking that can I divide this number by 100? The answer is no, because this will not give you a perfect result. It will give you a remainder. Now, for dividing anything by 100, you need to have at least 2 zeros at the end. At the end. If you have 3, that is still okay. If you have 4, no problem. If you have 5, that is perfectly okay. But you need minimum 2 zeros for any number to be divided by 100. See, because 100 has 2 zeros, you need at least 2 zeros. At least 2 zeros. If you have more, I don't care. I mean, I don't care is not the right answer. I don't mind. If you have more, it's fine. But you need minimum 2 zeros. Same thing applies for 10 also. But before I go to 10, if I say, can I divide this by 100? What do you say?
No, you can't.
You can. And that's the right answer, because for me to be able to divide, I need to have zeros at the end on the right hand side, not this side even. So even if I have 2 zeros in the middle, that doesn't help me. Okay? So always remember, you need to have at least 2 zeros. If your 100 has 2 zeros, you need at least 2 zeros. If you have more than 2, it's fine. Okay? That's the deal. Now same thing applies for 10 also. If I say, can I divide this by 10? Your understanding would be the same. You will say, I need at least 1 zero at the end on the right hand side. If I don't have 1, I'm not capable of dividing it by 10. Or this number cannot be divided by 10. Yeah?
So, sir,
Yep.
let's take this number for example. If you put two zeros next to it, would it still be able to divide by 100 equally?
Yeah. If I put 2 zeros, right? I can divide by 100, right? Because I need, see, this is the minimum criteria. In 100 you have 2 zeros, so you need at least 2 zeros.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have like that 24 right there? That 2,400.
No, so I can divide it perfectly. I would be able to divide without getting a remainder.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
So the question here is, if I have a number and if I have to divide that number by 10 or 100, what is the minimum I need? See, we are not doing the calculation right now. We are not trying to find the answer right now. We are trying to see, just by looking at the number, am I able to make a decision to see whether this number can be divided by this or not? Yeah. So this is more like part of mind math. See, if you know, if somebody says, can you divide
Can I go to the restroom?
100%? Can I divide this by 100? Without doing the division, just by looking at this, you'll say, okay, fine. For something to be divisible by 100, I need at least 2 zeros. What do I have? I have only 1 zero. I can straight away say that I cannot find you a perfect answer for this one. I can get you with some remainders. If you want me to convert to decimal, I can do that, but this will not give me perfect answer. That will be your immediate response for this one. Now, depending on what the question asks us to do, we can do the calculation. But without doing the calculation, this is how you will interpret that. Yes, Anvi?
I just put my hand up.
Okay. Yeah, Joy, you had a question? Yes, Joy. No questions?
Accidentally.
That's okay. Now, see here, multiplying or dividing something by something, you guys have learned. And if you have forgotten, we will learn it. Right now, we are not trying to do multiplication or division. We are trying to become a little more intelligent by looking at the things to figure out whether what is possible versus what is not possible. Okay, so we looked at, if somebody says divide 10219 by 10, I will say, wrong question. It cannot be divided by 10. I can divide this and give you a remainder, but this will not give me a perfect answer. That will be your finding. That will be a response to this one. Similarly, somebody says divide this by 100, you will say I need at least 2 zeros at the end. I have only 1 zero, this will not work. Same thing happens for, so 10 and 100 we saw. Similarly, if somebody says 1000, divide something by 1000, meaning if I say 10291,500, divide by 1000, how many zeros 1000 has? 3 at the end. So I need at least 3 zeros at the end. Do I have 3? No. Done. No, I cannot do it. Yep. Is this part clear?
Yes.
Yep. Everybody? Everybody? Asher, Yug, Arihan, Tasvik, everybody? And who is Mandeep? This dinosaur has to go out of the class immediately.
Yes.
No, this is also not acceptable. Let this dinosaur go out of the class immediately. I want to see Mandeep, not the dinosaur.
Teacher,
Yep.
what if it was 1029150000?
2915,000, then you know the answer. Here you have 3 zeros and here also you have 3 zeros. So then you are fine. You have to just look at your denominator, whatever number you are trying to divide by, and you have to have at least that many zeros towards the end.
What if it has more than 3 zeros?
Not a problem. You can always divide that. Yep. So, if you hear me clearly, I said you have to have minimum that many zeros. Yep. Now comes the interesting part. We have seen enough of zeros, tens, 100, 1000. Let's look at 2, 4 and 5. If I say 659, is it divisible by 5? Yeah, Rihan.
No, because it's not even.
No, it's not about even. Even if I have 6, 5, 8.
Wait, you said 5?
Uh-huh.
No, because it doesn't have a 5 nor a 0 at the end.
Right. So that is your criteria. You have to have a 0 or a 5 in the unit place. Any number. If I say 6590, you have a 0 in the unit place, you can divide by 5. If you have 5 in the unit place, you can divide by 5. So for something to be divisible by 5, you have to have either a 0 or a 5 in your unit place. Yeah? Because you have seen the table of 5. 5 1s are 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15, 5 4s are 20, 5 5s are 25, 5 6s are 30, 5 7s are 35. What's happening? You have 5 0 5 0 5 0 5 0, and that sequence just goes on. Okay? Yeah, that's weak.
What if the number is like 6596? I mean like 6595, something like that.
Doesn't matter, we are fine. 6595 is fine. You are only looking at the unit place. If the unit place has a 0 or a 5, so Nihit, your pig has to go to sleep, okay? Your pig doesn't have to be in the class. Nihit, you'll not do it, please. Okay. Yeah, Suhina.
So does it matter how many numbers are there?
Yeah. Doesn't really matter. Because see, we when we are learning the table, we are only going till 10. But nobody is stopping us from going forward. We can say 5 1s are 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15, 5 10s are 50, 5 11s are 55, 5 12s are 60, 5 13s are 65, 5 14s are 70, and we can just go on. So you can go as far as you want. Yes, Anvi.
Could you like in the units place, if you're dividing by 5, does it have to be like, it has to be a rule? Does it have to be a 5 or a 0 in the units place?
100%. For something to be divisible by 5, it has to have a 0 or 5 in a unit place. If ever you find a number which doesn't have 0 or 5 in a unit place and you are able to get a perfect answer, let me know. Okay? You will not be able to get a perfect answer. You can get a solution with a remainder, or you can convert that to decimal. But you will not get a natural number as an answer, meaning something without a fraction, without a decimal. Okay? Now let's look at, we have how much time? We have 9 more minutes. So let's look at 2 and 4. If I try to divide something by 2, so 5 is also done. Can it be divided by 2? Yeah, Tasvik. No.
I put that for some reason.
Okay. Yeah, Joy, tell me.
You said that we were in the 455.
No, I'm asking a question that if I have 231, can I divide this perfectly by 2?
No,
No? Why?
you can't.
Why?
Because 2 can only be divided by an even number because it's an even
Stay
number.
away from this one. Okay, this could be dangerous. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, say that again.
Because 2 can only be divided by an even number because it is an even number.
Yeah.
That's not what it's going to say.
Okay. How about you, Ananya?
No.
Say that again.
No.
You said no? Yeah. So, simple thing. If, yeah, Arihan, you're saying something. Go ahead.
I was going to say no because it's the unit, the ones place in a 0, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah. A simple thing is, you will look at the unit place, and if that unit place is even, meaning 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, then we can say this can be divided. If the unit place is not even, that gives you a clue that it cannot be divided. Yep. Or that tells you that this is not an even number. If it's not an even number, you cannot divide by 2. Yes, Andy.
So like it's a no because you can't divide it by like 1.
Yeah. No, so simple thing, right? If you have an odd number in the unit place, that makes the number odd. So any number which is odd, you cannot divide that by 2. Okay? Is everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay. So Nihan,
Yes,
Nihan,
sir.
you are 6 minutes studying in the class.
Yes.
I will finish up this class and then we'll start for you guys, okay? Now, let's look at 4. Let's look at 4. We looked at all the numbers. Who is playing with the emojis?
Fantastic.
Which language I need to learn for making you understand?
Maybe Spanish?
Mandeep, that was not a question for you. You are catching a question which is asked to a different person altogether. If you start catching somebody else's question, then I will give you 10th grade question, okay? Alright. Salini? So I think everybody knows English, right? That was my sarcastic question for you guys. If you all know English, then I should not be having any difficulty in making you guys understand something which is very, very basic, okay? I should only be struggling with toddlers who are just like 1 year, 1.5 year old. Because it's difficult for them to understand even English, right? You guys are much more ahead of a toddler. Alright, coming back to the last one. Just by looking at the number, how you can find out whether the number can be divided by 4 or not?
It can be divided by 4.
How? Which number you're talking about? I said just by looking at a number, how you can figure out just by looking at a number. Let's say I say 232. Can it be divided by 4? How will you find it out without dividing it? Yaditi.
You gotta solve it by that thing for that box thing, and in school I learned the area model.
Okay. Let's see what Mandeep has to say. Yeah, let's see if Mandeep has a good answer for me.
I know it can be divided by 4 because at the end of 232, there's an even number.
No, so end of 32 is 2. Can 2 be divided by 4?
No. Yes.
No.
Wait,
Can I?
no.
No. Yeah, Arihan, let's see what Arihan has to say. No, we have only 3 more minutes. Let's see if Arihan has an answer.
If the last 2 digits of the number is, divisible by 4, then it's divisible.
Yeah, so now what was your answer?
The same thing.
Same thing as Arihan said. See, that is why I always feel that it's good to have good friends from whom you learn. You don't need a teacher like me. See, if you guys listen to what Arihan and Sohina said, You don't need me. What they said was last 2 digits. When we were talking about something being divisible by 2, we were looking at only 1 digit. When we were talking about 5, we were only looking at this digit to be 0 or 5. When you're talking about 4, we are looking at these 2 digits. Why? Because any 100, be it 100, it can be divided by 4, it gives you 25. Be it 200, it can be divided by 4, gives you 50. So any 100 can be divided by 4. So only thing that you want to look at is last 2 digits. Anything after this is fine. Even if you have 1000, 10,000, doesn't matter. You have to only look at last 2 digits. If the last 2 digits can be divided by 4, you are good. That should be your approach for finding out if any number can be divided by 4 or not. Yes, Alni?
I left him.
Okay. Yeah, Tasvik. Yeah, Rihan.
But I thought you said to not trust your best friend.
No. So, don't trust, but no harm in learning, right? Learning from people is okay. Trusting somebody blindly is not a good idea. Yeah? Don't stop yourself from learning from friends, because trust me, when it comes to learning, you learn the best way from somebody of your age group. Look at your age and my age. Even if I keep on coloring my hair like I did today, for next 20 years, I will never be able to get as young as you guys. Correct? So, learning from somebody of your age is very easy, and that remains with you for a much longer time. Yes, Anvi?
When you mentioned that like toddlers like 1 or like 1.5, my brother's 2 years old and he can basically know what English is.
So no, kids understand. I'm saying they are so playful that they will not be able to retain what you said. You will say, don't do this, the child will do it again next hour. Because they are so playful, they will forget. But when it comes to guys of your age, now since you have grown to a certain point, now it is assumed that your ability to retain the instruction is much better than the toddlers. That's the point I was making. Yeah? Yes, Reina.
Like when you said you don't trust your friends, I always trust Oini because she's my bestie. So I blindly trust her and I get everything like correct in my test. And
No, so trusting, no, so see, I'm not trying to get anybody into anybody's personal space. What I'm saying is, trusting meaning more with respect to solving a problem. When you have to solve a problem, solve it yourself. Again, I am nobody to make any of you go away from your friends. Trust me, friends are the best thing in the world. Friends are the best thing in the world. Okay?
actually, it's not. Sometimes me and Shala always fight.
Yeah, it's okay. So, I think we have kids from the next class also joining here. So, we learned certain things today. We learned how to find out dividing or multiplying by numbers like 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 100, 1000. And how do we conclude something? How do we find out if something is divisible by those numbers or not without doing actual calculation? Yeah? Yeah, Aditi.